setup in the car is a lot simpler this time. I haven't got any of the camping gear or the big power banks or anything like that. I've got a very small power bank, camera battery charger. So yeah, that power bank's charging camera batteries there. Camera batteries plugged into USB port there. This phone recording, I charge that off the power bank at times. That plugged into the cigarette lighter, and then that's just my phone charger. And then in the boot, all we have is this little thing, charges from the car's cigarette lighter in the front. I'm charging another power bank off this, and it has 200 watt AC inverter on it that I use to charge the drone battery. Can't really do much else, but that's all I really need it for. And so there's no fridge. I do have the Starlink with a 12-volt adapter, so I can plug the Starlink into the car's cigarette lighter output, but I currently only have one cigarette lighter output. I'm going to add more. So I'd have to unplug the power bank to do that, but I've got it if I need it. There's been patchy reception, but we've just not been using it. It's just nice to know I have it in case anything went wrong and I really needed it, but I don't think we'll really use it this trip.
External guests, they come for a swim or something.
It's just gone 8 AM and we're setting off from our motel in Corryong in a very nice setting. And now I think our first stop will be heading to Jindabyne, or that sort of way. It was 5 degrees this morning. It's up to 13 now.
3 channels started.
We're just going to drop the key in at reception on the way out, and then we'll be heading off. And Google Maps thinks it's about 4 hours from here to Canberra, the way we're going to go. But based on yesterday afternoon, that could quite likely be an hour or so longer. And obviously we'll want to stop a few times. I think we might almost have enough range to make it, but maybe not quite. But anyway, we'll stop a few times, like in Jindabyne and things. It's meant to get to like 24 or something today, depending on where we are. Might be cooler in the hills this morning. So that's 2 hours and 11 minutes or 138 kilometers away. And I think there's charges there. We've got 329 kilometers of range. And we will probably stop a few times before Jindabyne, just at nice lookouts and things. But that is ultimately where we're heading to. Mountains. Hydro. So we saw the dam, the lower dam down there, and the pipes all here. And I assume these are the turbine things. But I could be wrong very easily.
But it's got to be done,
It's
otherwise
gotta be
you
done.
get
Yeah.
really
Exactly, it's got to be done.
We've just been stopped at this roadworks stop for about 15 minutes so far. They're doing stuff with the rocks falling onto the road, and apparently a whole lot more fell on the road. But I've set up the Starlink while we're sitting here. It's extremely slow, but it is actually working despite quite a lot of obstructions around. It's just plugged into the cigarette lighter port here, which means the power bank is not charging. But that's okay, doesn't really need to charge, so we'll have the Starlink on for a bit. I'm worried with all the bends it might slide off, but we'll see, we might have to take it down. But for now that's sitting there, and we've got about 0.5 megabit per second, but absolutely no phone reception, and I think no phone reception for the next 2 hours or so. So if it can work well enough, it would probably be good, but there are a lot of obstructions around. We have movement. It's now 9:50. We stopped here at 9:15, I think, so it's been about 35 minutes. But anyway, Gap, 1,582 meters of elevation. I think that's the highest we go. And it is very windy and 11 degrees. The wind is freezing. We are almost in Jindabyne. We've seen some lovely scenery going through the mountains, and we also got to see snow on the mountains, which was pretty cool. It is 12 o'clock now, so it's taken us quite a long time to drive 143 kilometers, but I don't have this navigating to the charger or anything. We might need to pull over and figure out like where we're going to charge or have lunch or anything. But we're in Jindabyne now, and we got as high as 1,500 meters elevation, and we are now at 927, so still very high. We've come down a bit. The average efficiency has been 16.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres, which is probably a bit high considering how slow we were going, but we have had a lot of up and down hill, and we started the day at about 300 metres, I think, so we're still a lot higher now than we were, because typically once you regen back down the hill, it sort of averages it out to almost nothing, like a little bit higher than it should be. I think there's a charger at the BP. There is. The BP is not really in a great location. I think there's also another one. When we got to the top of the mountain, it was 21 kilowatt hours per 100, 21 point something, and now it's 16, so it's improved a lot since we've come down from the real peak. And throughout the drive, it kept fluctuating quite significantly based on whether or not we were going up or down a mountain. We still have 175 kilometres of range, so we could actually comfortably make it to Cooma if there's not a great charging option here. So, in Jindabyne, we can go to the BP Pulse, which we went past, but then there's nothing great there. Oh, and it says it's partially under repair.
Oh.
So that one doesn't sound great. Yeah, max of 38 kilowatts. We won't bother with that at all. So the better one's going to be the NRMA. Yeah, it's nearer Woolworths and stuff, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be the better one, the NRMA there.
Okay.
Alternatively, we could also... Oh, what's that one? Oh, that'll be a sort of one. We could go to Cooma, but we probably want to stop for lunch now, don't we?
I don't care, does it? I'm quite happy to have lunch in Cooma if you...
There's good charging in Cooma.
Let's do that.
48 minutes, 62 kilometres.
Yeah, let's just do it.
It's okay. And what is it, like half an hour later, I think, roughly, we are now in Cooma. So we're down to 108 kilometres of range now, 28%, so made it here very comfortably, but we're actually, for kind of the first time of the trip, we actually do really need to charge. We're still 878 metres above sea level, so it doesn't really feel mountainous, but we're clearly quite high. And we're thinking maybe even Canberra's quite high, so we might not be going down until we leave Canberra and head to the coast. But now, I haven't actually picked a charger here. We have two charging options. One is to a Tesla supercharger station somewhere. It's open to all vehicles. And then another one is a 50 kilowatt NRMA charger at the Snowy Hydro Discovery Centre, which I wouldn't mind visiting, but we probably want to have lunch first. And the Tesla one is a faster charger anyway, and since we're so down low, we can actually take advantage of those speeds. So it'll probably makes more sense to go there first at least. And then Canberra, based on the signs we've seen, I'd say Canberra's about another 110, 120 kilometres away. We do have 111 kilometres of range, so like there's a small chance we could possibly make it to Canberra, but that would be silly, and we want to stop for lunch and everything. So we only need a bit of charge here. It's not super crucial. That's a house. Oh no, here. No, it wanted to go in there. Yes, there's chargers in there. It just looked like a house driveway.
Oh.
Would you have thought that driveway is where a charger is?
Yeah. It's sort of the back of the shopping centre,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's go here. Actually, it doesn't really matter with version 4s, the cables are so long you can reach them for any car. That might make
I
more
would
sense.
rather like to find a bathroom, but I reckon
Yes,
there'll be one in
I'm
that
sure
shopping
there'll be some
centre.
in there. I'll just get plugged in.
Yep.
So I think I will get the $9 Tesla membership to bring the charging price down, because I'm pretty sure we'll have to use another one in Narooma on the way home to get started. So that brings it down to 52 cents a kilowatt hour, which is really quite good. 52 cents a kilowatt hour, 1C, start charging. So I'm actually not in a charging spot at all. Thought that might have been better because my car's not a Tesla, but I probably should have parked in that spot because it's a little bit of a stretch for the cable. It's not under any strain, it's just not perfect, but And we just double check that we're charging, which we are. Only getting 50 kilowatts for some reason. I don't know why that is, it's really weird. We could try and move or something, or maybe the battery's cold. The battery shouldn't be cold. The battery would have been cold this morning, but we've driven it all morning on pretty intense sort of driving, so I don't know. I don't really care that much anyway. By the time we go in for lunch, we'll have more than enough to make it to Canberra, and then we've got overnight charging in Canberra, so we don't really want to have much more than we need from this one. So, we haven't been here very long at all. We just went inside and used the fairly gross and very gross smelling toilets. And then the KFC and Domino's, Subway and Domino's are closed down. KFC is still open, but the whole place isn't all that nice. So we're thinking we'll probably just unplug and drive into town or something to have lunch a bit nicer. We have comfortably enough range to make it to Canberra. The speed has, at some point, I guess, ramped up to 76 kilowatts, so I'm not sure why it was slow down there before, but anyway, we can just unplug and move on. There you go, we've been here for 15 minutes somehow, but all we really did was go inside and go to the toilet.
Try to find the toilets.
Yep, we're up to 50%, so that's pretty good, really. We will stop the charging. I don't know what it is. I often have trouble getting those back in.
Yes, way
So
out.
Google Maps was originally telling us to drive up here, but I missed it because it looked like the back alley behind a building, but it turns out that's where the charger was.
Oh, toilets in
Cool.
bus terminal, yes. So they're
Yes.
advertising those toilets.
They really weren't good. Like, I used a long drop this morning at one of the rest stops, and I think that was nicer. We'll go back into the nicer bit of town,
Yeah,
and I think maybe just find a parking spot on the street, and
we'll find something.
something.
Yeah, there's sort of plenty here.
Yes, we don't need to resort to KFC in a gross building.
Oh, no. It must be impacting on KFC because it all smells through.
Yes, I don't. It's this gross sort of toilet smell through the entire building,
yeah.
including inside KFC. I don't know why. There's people sitting there eating chicken like it doesn't exist.
It's a nice town.
Yes, this part of Bega is much nicer.
No, we're in Cooma.
Oh,
Not only Bega.
I've read signs for Bega. Yeah, we might just park over here. Internal temp too high. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So we went to a cafe in the main street, where it's much nicer near this park here. Oh, good. And the camera's too hot to even turn on because we parked facing the sun.
And
which
the
wasn't
parking
ideal.
here is a nightmare, and the backyard's worse, right?
We're on the main street, which is, oh, they're waiting. So now we're thinking we're just going to go straight on to Canberra. It's 117 kilometres to Canberra and an hour and a half drive. We've got 194 kilometres of range, so not a massive buffer, but perfectly comfortable. And it meant we could have lunch at a cafe in the street, which was nicer. And we had wedges, and we ended up with way too many wedges. We should have just got one serving of wedges. It was very nice, but we now have a big bundle of wedges in the centre console.
And very full tummies.
And yeah, that's about it. It means we will get to Canberra fairly low on charge, but that is kind of ideal because we have overnight charging in Canberra, so that's typically cheaper, and we don't have to wait for that at all. It'll be overnight.
There's a few chargers.
Let's go to fancy looking one. Oh, type 2, is that better? So slower one. Now maybe we'll go the fast. So I have never seen a charger like this before. This is quite a change of plan. We weren't going to charge at all, and I was saying that's kind of ideal, but if we're here anyway, maybe having a little bit of buffer would be good. Use your phone to authenticate. I want to try RFID. Give your RFID tag in front of the reader. Okay. Does this mean I have to use the app? Cooma 1A. Swipe. Swipe. You're allowed to start charging. Nope, it stopped. The car seems to think it fully hasn't worked, but that sounds promising.
It's running now.
Yeah. But usually if the car tells you it's... Oh, now it's charging. Okay. I've never had that happen before. But we're getting full speed. None of them are actually producing any power right now. It's a bit boring then. They have these bikes. Apparently I'm generating 2,000 watts. There's a Polestar here now. I have used those chargers in the Northern Territory, or through the Northern Territory really. And then I've never seen one of these before. But... oh, I don't think it's running. No, it's not charging. I think it stopped charging because I had the charge limit set to 80%. Nope, it's on 58%. And it just stopped charging. So it won't... the charging stopped charging, but it hasn't unlocked. But I can't stop it because the charger doesn't believe it's charging, neither does the car. Swipe to stop in the app. Nope, back. But you cannot, we really shouldn't have come here. Cannot. I think there's meant to be some sort of emergency release under the bonnet. Where, I don't know, I guess near the... Oh, that worked! So I don't know what all that was, but thanks to some comment on some forum, you press the unlock button on the remote 5 times in a row, then you can pull it out. And I do not know what was wrong with that charger. So it was working for a while. It was working when we went into the centre, it just stopped at some point. we're basically in Canberra now, or we're completely in Canberra. Nothing particularly city looking, but we're in Canberra. We're 6 minutes away from our hotel in Canberra, and we figure our room should be ready, so we're just going to get checked in there first, and then we'll try and do a bit of sightseeing before the end of the day. For today, we've only done 321 kilometres. Felt like we've done at least 800 or so. We have driven for 6.5 hours and averaged 15.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres, which is quite good once again. And yes, we're still 500 metres above sea level, which Corryong was like 300, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, we've gained elevation and only used 15 kilowatt hours per 100. So that's pretty good. And that's about all there is to say. We're now 4 minutes from the hotel. We have 128 kilometres of estimated range, left 33%, and there should be charging at the hotel. So we should leave here tomorrow with a full battery, which will set us up very nicely for going across to the coast and then down the coast quite a way.
Oh, this is it. This is nice.
Yes.
Oh, Joshua, this is lovely. I feel relaxed already.
Here's the chargers. I'm going to plug them into the Type 2 cable here, but this red Toyota Camry is parked in one of the spots. So to activate these chargers, I need the Corryong app, which I did not have, but I've just installed. I imagine I'll have to create an account. I think based on the design, the app looks like it's fairly good, better than BP Pulse or NRMA. Okay, this map's not great, but I can scan the QR code. I'll do that. Scan QR codes while using the app. It's 33 cents, which is pretty good. Start. Suspended by EV charging. Okay, I don't know what that was, but that's good and decent price and everything. And I imagine I can link my EV RFID card in case I ever come across another one of these. So I'm going to add my EV card, the RFID card that I use for everything. I just put that number into any app that supports RFID cards, and then I can tap this card on anything rather than having basically a wallet full of cards and having to, usually you have to buy a card from them if they sell you cards. EV, at the time when I first got this car, they would send you these for free if you create an account. Now you have to pay for them, but I've got this one for free that I now just use on every charging network. And we're good to go. But there you go, in 7 hours, the car will be at 100%, 7 hours and 20 minutes. I'm not sure what's best to do here, because, so there is when I was helping my grandma bring the bags in, back around the front, I saw a Tesla come in and drop some bags and people off, and then presumably leave to drive around here and want to park and plug in, and also another EV might come. It seems like this EV spot doubles as the disabled parking, and they do have a disabled badge, so they were actually just parking there for that, but it does mean they're blocking a charger, so there's kind of only one charger effectively available now, and I'm using it. I'm thinking I might set the charge limit to 80% on AC. That would mean it's done in 5 hours. That's 10 p.m. I was thinking I'd charge up a bit and then move it. It's not going to be done till 10 p.m. Or if it's 7 hours, 20 minutes, that's 12 at midnight. I kind of want it to be not filled by midnight. Ideally, I would not charge a bit now and then plug it in sort of before I go up to bed. but I'm just worried about missing out on getting to charge it all. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll leave the charge limit at 100% and it might complete by midnight, but that's good that we're charging, and that's that. Our room is actually very nice. I think it's nicer than we expected. We've actually got 2 bedrooms sort of in the one room. It's quite nice. So happy with that. It is 5 p.m. now. So we might not do much today. It might just be a little bit in the morning, but we'll see how we go. We're just going to go for a drive now. The car's got 40% and the other car has moved spaces, so there's another spot available, so it feels less pressured. But I'll just unplug the cable in the front and then we'll head off. Check that, because it's a bring your own cable, and that will have to go in there.
So you're going to now do it for till about midnight?
Now that because we haven't been charging for about an hour and we've used a bit of power driving around, I reckon it might go till about 2 a.m.
Oh, and then you have to...
No, I won't. I'll just leave it. So that it's kind of better, really, if it finishes later. This spot's still free, so we really had not a concern at all. I didn't realise they have that screen. So now that I've added the EV card to my Exploring account, that makes it much easier. The app is actually fine once you've got it set up, but that's easier. And we're charging at 31 amps. Done in 7 hours and 10 minutes, 34% to 100%. It's at 7 now. Yes, about 2:30ish.